Hey there, White TPC. It's your boy Cosmo, the Cat Dad Piper. Hope you're having a great day whenever or wherever this finds you. Coming to you from the deck, a nice beautiful afternoon this weekend. Sun shining, birds are singing, wind's blowing, no humidity. I thought, why not get officially started on the first of 3 tobaccos that Smartibob sent me. Don't know, he sent me 3 blind bags. This is bag number 1 that we're trying today. Doing tobacco tasting. See if we can figure out what it is. Maybe not a specific tobacco, but let's see if we can at least get some of the components and whatnot correct. So here's the envelope. I broke it up here this past weekend because he had them all on one list, and I had my buddy, smoking buddy Matt, and I have not read these, write them on 3 slips of paper, labeled 1, 2, and 3. This way I can edit each video one at a time instead of waiting to the end. So what we're going to do for this tobacco tasting is going to start off normal. We're going to look at the tobacco. We're going to smoke the tobacco after we light it. Tell you what I think about it, and as with any tobacco tasting, this is just my thoughts, my experience, and what I'm getting from it. And then after a quick break, I'll come back with some final thoughts, put together kind of my conclusion, and then look and see what this tobacco is. And maybe we'll even pull it up on Tobacco Reviews and see what Tobacco Reviews has to say about it, just to kind of compare notes with what I got from the tobacco. So I've got this first one packed in my Molina Pisa. And the reason for that is, and let me show you the tobacco. Automatically, I get Latakia in the nose. And this is my Latakia pipe. So I'm thinking kind of a traditional English, maybe. Really nice aroma. The tobacco leaf is kind of a thicker ribbon cut. Moisture is moist but not damp. Perfect moisture. Smells terrific. So I'm getting Latakia. Maybe some dark fire. I'm really bad at picking up like Perique or Orientals, so I don't know if there's any of that. And there's a little bit of sweetness. So probably Virginia, maybe some Burley. So that's kind of my initial impressions just off the bag note. See if the wind will cooperate with me to get this lit. Do a char light. Do a true light. And just off the initial char light, getting a nice hit of Latakia, getting some smokiness, which might suggest like a dark fire Kentucky or a dark Kentucky. So far, really pleasant. The breeze picked up, so we'll switch to the Zippo. Light's really easy. Mouthfeel as far as the thickness of the smoke. I would say is maybe light, maybe a light to medium. By no means the lightest I've had. But fairly light. So, initial taste I'm getting. There's a nice balance of, again, Latakia and smokiness. And Latakia is definitely strong, but not like, it's not the strongest, but it's not the mildest. And there's a hint of sweetness in the finish. I'm going to chalk that more up to being a Virginia in there, because I don't know if I'm getting nuttiness. I'm trying to make sure I got it burning good before I do a retro hell. Maybe a little nuttiness. Okay, getting something different in the retro hell. Getting a little bit of like what I would call a geranium or a varnish. So maybe some Freak and Oriental. I always get describing those mixed up. So I'm going to say early on, this is a standard, probably English blend with Latakia. So I'm going to say Latakia, maybe some Dark Fired or Dark Kentucky. A little bit of Virginia, possibly Burley. And then maybe some Perique. Tobacco's burning evenly and slowly now that I've got it going good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue smoking through this pipe till I'm towards the last third or so. You only have to wait 5 seconds though. We'll come back, see if anything's changed, and figure out what's going on inside this bowl. So hold on just for one moment. Okay, and I'm back. I'm on about the last third of the bowl. Been smoking this for a while now. One thing I'll say about this tobacco, once you get it lit and going, burns slow and evenly, which is a great thing to find in tobacco. After the first few lights, I haven't had to do any relights partway through. Flavors stayed fairly consistent. Again, with the retrohale, I'm getting more of like what would be, I think, a perique. Now, I will say this might be a tobacco that you might want to pack a smaller bowl because it's pretty strong as far as flavor wise. It's pretty attack on the mouth. That's not a bad thing, but still, first and foremost, getting that Latakia. Now, Latakia I equate to like salt in the pipe world. You know, some people like really salty foods. Some people have more of a sweet tooth. So you can have a little, you can have a lot. I think this is a medium to high amount of Latakia. I'm still thinking there might be a dark fired or a Kentucky. But that could just be the Latakia. I'm not getting a distinct enough nuttiness to think that there's burley. So I'm going to say Latakia, some dark fired maybe. There is a little bit of lighter tobaccos in the bag. And a little bit of sweetness. I'm going to say there's Virginia. And then just because of the retrohale, I think there's a little perique. So that's what I think the components are. Now, do I know what this tobacco is? No. Part of the thing is, given the size of the sample, I'm assuming this is a bulk blend. And except for like maybe aromatics or maybe PS24 or luxury navy flake or luxury bullseye flake. I don't really know a lot of bulk blends. So kind of put out there what I got from it, what I think of it. But overall, if you're a Latakia smokier profile, you probably like this tobacco. Well, let's grab slip number 1 and see for the first time what it is. And then we'll take a look and see what tobacco pipe or tobacco reviews has to say about it. So this is, okay, not had anything from them. This is Tinderbox. Philosopher. It looks like it's a fall of 2023. Per the note that Matt has written for me. So Tinderbox Philosopher. I've heard of that blend, but I've never had Tinderbox. I'll put this back behind the, or I'll put this in the bag, so I know going forward what's in here. And let's see what this actually is and how close or how far off I am. Now, for you, those of you guys that have smoked Philosopher, you already know what it is. But I have no clue. Hopefully they got it on here. Tinderbox Philosopher Blend. It's got 33 reviews. It's a blend by Saltlift Tobacco. Perfect balance of the best Virginias, Latakia, and Oriental. With medium flavor and body. So they're not showing any dark fired. Again, I thought there was more of a dark fired in there, but that's probably just the Latakia. And again, Orientals are one that I am a little rough on the edges as far as how to describe and how to distinct what that is. if anyone has any tips on how to do that. So I mistaken Oriental for Perique. Got the Latakia, got the Virginia. So, Broken Flake, I would agree with that. It's kind of a thicker ribbon, I said. Or chunky ribbon. So, all in all, I think I did pretty well on that. I would have never guessed it because I've never had Philosopher. I've never had Tinderbox. But I got 2 of the 3 components. Added an extra component that's not in there, and again was going back and forth between Oriental and Turkish. So that's a lot of fun. Like I said, if you're a Latakia blend person, check it out. Tinderbox Philosopher. And stay tuned. Hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have blind bag number 2 of 3, and we'll see what's in that. Spoiler alert, I think it's an aromatic. So, glad you could join me. Check out my other tobacco tastings on my playlist on the channel. And if for some reason you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Greatly appreciated. Because I know a lot of you guys that are watching aren't subscribed. Or at least that's what the analytics say. Hope you have a great day, weekend, whenever this finds you. And as always, thanks for watching. God bless. And we'll see you soon.